Fed Up is produced by the Chef Upstairs and EJSE Studio in support of Daily Bread Food Bank. Proudly sponsored by the Home Depot and AMD. Starring Chef Julian Pantser from the Chef Upstairs. Canadian TV personality Jennifer Valentine. Your MC this evening, Laura Hampshire. Mike Durzo from Mega Magic. Tonight's musical guest, singer-songwriter Marshall Dane. All right, my friends, sharpen your knives and get out your aprons. It's time to get fed up for Daily Bread Food Bank. Here is your host, Laura Hampshire.
2, 1.
Well, hello and happy Family Day. Welcome to the world's largest virtual cooking class. I'm Laura Hampshire. I'm going to be your MC today, taking you through all the day's events because we're not only going to be cooking something really amazing, but we've also got some really special guests that are going to be joining us today. And of course, this is all thanks to the Chef Upstairs and EJSE Studio, as well as our incredible sponsors, Home Depot and AMD. So today's event, of course, all in support of the Daily Bread Food Bank and other local food banks in your community. So if you haven't already, please donate if you can. And we'll go through some of the technical stuff while the kids are finishing up with their movie, video game, art projects, stuff like that. I'll just take you over a little bit to our dashboard, which producer Elliot informed me has nothing to do with my vehicle. It actually has to do with the computer and the website where you've just brought up to watch our wonderful show and you've entered our main stage. I just want to point out a couple of things for you. We've got the wonderful donate button here where it'll actually take you right to the Daily Bread Food Bank if you want to make a donation. Shut that page down. Also, you can find the setup and the recipe for today. Our sponsors, if you want to visit any of our sponsors, you can find them there. Invite your friends as well. Some people may not even know that we're doing this right now. So this is a great place where you can actually go in, put in your friend's email, and invite them to the event as well. Make sure you submit your photos because you can't see what I see right now, but I see all your beautiful, beautiful faces. And this is where you can bring in your own faces so other people can see the attendees here. And, of course, the emojis, the all-important emojis. I think the kids are probably going to be in charge of these, but who knows? They'll probably appear on the top of your column as opposed to the bottom. Uh-oh, I pushed a button, Elliot. Oh, no. I think I'm still okay. No, I pushed another one. There we go. And we're back. And all you need to do here for applause, it's actually going to appear on the wall behind me if you can see. If you love something we did, if I say something really funny, I'm not funny very often. If you like what we're cooking, the emojis, there it goes. You can see if they're going to appear up on the wall behind me. So that's what you can do on your dashboard as we enter into the main stage. And unfortunately today, I will not be cooking with you. Unfortunately, there were too many forms for me to fill out and liability issues. I'm not allowed to be near open flame and my mother would not sign the permission form. So here we are. And now that's why I'm not going to be cooking along with you, but we have an incredibly talented chef, Chef Julian, who I'm going to hand it over to right now. Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. Oh my gosh. What time is it? People are watching us from so many different places around the world. It could be morning where they are.
Well, it's almost time to get cooking. How you doing, Laura?
I'm good. And so tell me a little bit about what we're making today, Chef Julian.
Well, you dodged this bullet, Laura, but honestly, if you were in your kitchen, you could definitely handle today's class.
Okay.
We're going to be making a classic Italian rice dish called risotto. And risotto basically is this rich, creamy comfort food of a rice dish. And it's a choose-your-own adventure tonight. The base of risotto is ultimately the same across the board. And then the garnishes is where you're going to get to make this your own. So an excellent way to clear the pantry, clear the fridge, add what you love, as long as it goes together, and get fun and get creative here. So, yeah, you know what, Laura? No offense. Maybe it's better that you stay where you are. We don't want to cause a danger for the hairspray and all the beautiful makeup and, anyway.
What do you mean?
Next time,
I
right?
woke up like this, Chef Julian. What are you talking about? But tell me a little bit about risotto. Risotto, potato, potato. Does it matter?
Tomato, tomato. It doesn't matter. I'm not one of those chefs that needs to have everything exactly like to the book. This is not pretentious cooking. Like I said, this is comfort food at its finest, rich, creamy rice dish. The texture is so important. The method is important. And ultimately, like I said, super easy, fun for the whole family. I want everyone to get their hands involved. Speaking about hands, I need to hand this over to my sous chef. Jen, where are you at?
Hey, I'm right here. This is the first time I've ever been a sous chef. I love this.
Oh, and you brought the drinks. Thanks, Jen.
Well, this dish calls for dry wine, I heard. I don't know if this is dry or not. I don't know what this is.
It looks pretty wet to me, but
You only need a half a cup for cooking, and my rule with wine is just make sure whatever you're using, you're willing to enjoy as well. You should never use terrible cheap wine. Well, okay.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Cheers, Jen and Laura.
Cheers.
This is just keeping me hydrated, but I'll join you.
This is not for the kids right now. This is for Mommy and Daddy while they're getting all the cooking ready. But explain to me a little bit, you guys, what is with risotto? You can't use just minute rice. Like there's a special rice that you have to use, right?
There you go.
Oh.
Not minute rice. It's actually about 22-minute rice.
Okay.
We call this. You can use something called arborio or carnaroli or really any Italian short grain rice. The key is that short grain, it's high in starch or you could say rice gluten. And what that does is creates this rich, creamy texture. And this is one of the few rice using it that you actually don't rinse. So you'll notice in our instructions, in our recipe, never says to rinse the rice. We want to retain all
You
that
want to
starch
keep the dirty
rice.
Dirty rice.
go.
I understand. All right. That's more Jamaican than
rice.
Italian, but still. Okay.
Dirty rice.
All right.
Well, what I think is important right now is we make sure that Jen, as well as everyone at home, has their kitchens perfectly organized. That's really the most important part of tonight, is getting yourselves organized. And in chef speak, we say mise en place. Everything in its right place. I know we've got a few people out actually from France and Quebec, so I don't need to translate it for all of you, but mise en place, everything in its right place. So Jen, why don't we go around and let everyone know how to organize their kitchens today, all right?
Sure. Yeah, I could use the lesson myself.
There we go. So we've got cutting board and a nice sharp knife, and then looking over our basic ingredients here. Garlic, everyone should have.
Garlic.
Onion, everyone should have. The rice. We've got parsley, whether it's fresh or actually I mixed a bit of dry parsley into my Parmesan cheese over here. We've got all of our garnishes that are going to be going into our risotto. Now, just as a suggestion to everyone, I'm actually making two entirely different risottos at the same time. The base recipe is exactly the same. The garnishes is what's going to make this different. So that's why I said choose your own adventure. Have a little fun tonight. Moving over here, like I said, I've got two pans set up. For everyone at home, if you're making one recipe, 4 portions, one large pan is going to be good enough for everyone. I wanted to make this a little bit more complicated for myself, but also to show you at home that you can make a variety of risottos using the same basic recipe, same basic techniques. Right beside my two pans, I've got a large pot with my stock or broth. Now, at home, you could use vegetable, you could use chicken, beef, mushroom, or really you could use water. The more stock you use, the more flavor you have in there. So if you're using 1 carton of stock at home, that's almost going to be 4 cups. We need a total of 6 cups of liquid. So for everyone just getting organized at home, add your 900 milliliters of stock, which is 1 carton, and then add another 2.5 cups of stock. and let's get that on the heat, nice low heat. We don't want to have our stock cold because then as we add that to our rice, it's going to cool it down, and then we got to heat it up, and it kind of just adds a bit of a roadblock. Over here, we're just going to get our wine set up the same way. We don't want our wine to be cold. Now, if you're not using wine at home for various reasons, totally cool. In the end of the day, we're going to be cooking out about 99% of the alcohol, but if not, you could just add water or more stock. So how much wine or extra stock? About a half a cup. That's it. So that's added into the pot, and you can add that at a super, super low heat. We don't want to bring this up to a boil. We just don't want it to be cold. Finally, over here, I've got my seasoning section, salt, pepper, a little bit of chili flakes if you like things spicy. I've got my olive oil, wooden spoon, a couple other spoons for working, and then tasting spoons. Finally, where's the risotto going to go when it's cooked? It's got to go on a plate. Mise en place means everything in its right place. So when the risotto's done, you're not running around wondering, oh, where am I going to put this now, right? Okay, everyone, so let's make sure we've got everything set up, everything organized. And while we're doing that, Laura, I'm going to head back to you.
Hello, everybody. I'm actually in the middle of a studio that's kind of a virtual wonderland, I'll say. I'm surrounded by a bunch of different monitors, and I'm in a Zoom paradise. I can see all of your beautiful faces in all of these monitors around the studio, and all your beautiful, hi, Paul, I saw you. Hi. Oh my gosh. So we're actually going to see some of your faces a little bit later in the show. Don't worry. You don't need to get the makeup on just yet. I'll give you a heads up before we come to any of you. And I actually get to see all your wonderful messages along the side as well. There's a chat in the middle of the Zoom where people are saying hi and happy family day. Hello from Calgary, from Toronto. And that's the thing. We actually have 17 countries tuning in today. That's incredible. I think last year we had about 10. Look at all the hearts coming up. Yeah, so cool. 17 different countries. So we've got Mexico, Saudi Arabia, India, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Greece, the UK, the US, and of course here in beautiful Canada. So thank you so much to everyone who is tuning in from around the world. And once again, don't forget, we are doing this for the Daily Bread Food Bank and all our other local food banks in the community. Of course, we're doing this all from the safety of our own kitchens because of the pandemic, but especially due to the pandemic, food bank usage has increased about 10%. That was just in the first year of the pandemic alone. So food insecurity is a major concern, one of many right now in the middle of the pandemic. So next time you're out shopping, if you weren't able to do so today for the event, just make sure you toss something a little extra in for the food bank. And again, thank you so much for being a part of this. Now, we should probably go back and check in with Julian and Jen because I know that we've got some more special guests that are going to be joining us this morning. Or this afternoon. I keep forgetting what time of day it is. It's so bright in here, I feel like it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, Laura, with 17 countries joining us today, it's just about every time it can be. So, you know what, risotto, you can have it for breakfast. I just suggest maybe putting put a fried egg on top of it. It's the middle of the night. It's good to soak up the party from that evening. So any time of day, it's all good. So thank you, Laura and Jen. It's good to see you're all set up there. Excellent. Now, as Laura said, you know, big reason why we're doing this today is to help raise funds and awareness for our local food bank, the Daily Bread Food Bank. I just actually wanted to give a quick shout out to my dad who lives in Florida. He's near Tampa. Last year, about 20 of his friends joined in, and there was a huge surge in donations in the local Tampa food bank. So yes, we are pushing for donations for our local Toronto food bank, but please, if you're around the world, focus your energy, focus your love on your local food bank. That's really why we're doing it. The world needs love today, all right?
Absolutely.
And speaking of food bank, where's Neil Hetherington? Hey,
there he is.
How you doing, Neil?
Is that your chef jacket you have on there, Neil? Oh, we can't hear you. You look good, though.
I'm the first one to not go on mute.
There we go.
No chef ever wears a collared shirt underneath a chef's smock. And so I apologize for the overdress on this, but I did not want to screw it up because I will screw up the food. I could at least not screw up the attire for tonight.
I thought you were starting a trend.
Maybe we'll start a trend. And I just want to, Chef Julian, Jennifer, thank you for doing this. I'm in a kitchen right now where about just under 5,000 meals are made every single week for individuals in the community. And these meals, they're fantastic, fresh, cooked meals that are sent out to individuals who are experiencing poverty. And too many around the world have gone through a really difficult time. And so we at the Daily Bread Food Bank have been there to support them. The numbers are atrocious. We have seen, typically before the pandemic, we saw about 55,000 clients per month. That number this month is estimated to be 139,000 client visits. So almost a 3-time increase in the city of Toronto with food bank usage. And we would never be able to meet that need unless we had awesome volunteers like you guys tonight saying, hey, we can make good food and do good at the same time. So thank you so much.
It's our pleasure, Neil. And if I may say so, seeing your moves from last year, you got some kitchen skills.
Well,
Not
this is
bad.
coming from my Nona, obviously Hetherington, Neil Hetherington, very, very Southern Italian name. And so I'm pretty sure this risotto was handed down generation to generation in the Hetherington clan. So I will do my best, but I do not promise anything luxurious and delicious out of it. I'm just going to try, as everybody on this call is going to do.
Make Nona proud, Neil. And Laura and I were wondering, as well as most people are probably wondering, what can we do to help? Like, it's always a struggle. Like, I want to do something, and I often feel helpless. Like, what can I physically do to help the cause?
You're kind of doing it right now. You're raising awareness, Julian. You are bringing awareness to the fact that too many individuals are experiencing food insecurity. So what we ask for at the food bank is a few things. One is if you have the means to drop off food or funds to your local food bank. The second is to volunteer. That has been put on hold much of COVID. But when you can, volunteer like you and Jen are doing tonight. And then the third thing is to advocate. There's a reason why there's food insecurity all around the world. And that means that we need to address those systems that are causing food insecurity and poverty. And so we can have a good time tonight. But in the back of our minds, I do hope we keep in sort of consideration the fact that too many are experiencing food insecurity, and we have an opportunity to do something great by participating tonight and by writing our elected officials and saying, hey, now is the time, today is the day to reduce the amount of poverty that each of the 17 countries that are online now are experiencing.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, before we get cooking, I wanted to put a challenge out to everyone there. Well, chefs are always about competition and challenges, and that's what people are into. So here's our challenge from the chef upstairs. Right now, the chef upstairs is donating $500 to the Daily Bread Food Bank in Toronto.
Wow.
Anyone out there who wants to meet that challenge, match my donation of $500, and we will match that again to make a total of $1,000 donation to the Daily Bread Food Bank in Toronto.
That's amazing.
Anyone out there want to take this challenge? I'm all ears. I'll put my money where my mouth is, I promise.
That's amazing. And Neil, before we get you to start cooking, what are the top 10 items that food banks could always use when it comes to donations?
The first thing that I would say is, what are you going to serve your family tonight? Those are the things to donate. So the things that you enjoy, those are the things that families all around the city would love to enjoy. But ideally, we love it in particular when you're donating things that are high in protein. So
Yeah.
canned beets, tuna, peanut butter, beans, those types of things are really highly appreciated. So whatever you can do, and if you can't do something, then please consider phoning your elected official and saying, you know, we got to do something about why there are so many people experiencing food insecurity and turning to food banks.
Absolutely. And once again, Neil, thank you so much for being a part of this event. And thank all of you. Once again, I am in the middle of this huge Zoom meeting, and I'm just looking at all the different people that we have. Jen, Janet, Carla, Josh, Michelle, Bev, Desmond, Tim, Susan, Marcy, I see you too. Connie, oh my gosh, thank you all so much. Is everybody ready to start cooking now? It looks like it. Let me look at all your messages. Oh, someone asked if you could use basmati rice. That's an interesting question. I think it has to be the specific one. I think Julian will talk on that a little bit more. And yes, there's the link up there as well to donate. Thank you again for taking part in this. And I'll throw it back to Julian to get started on the risotto.
Thank you, Laura. Now, to answer the question about basmati rice, we won't be able to make risotto officially that way. What I would suggest, if you're used to using basmati rice and that's all you have, or jasmine rice, you can make something called biryani, which is an Indian dish where we mix all these garnishes in. It'll be made obviously a little bit different. You know, we're not stirring it constantly, but I would suggest, you know, simmering your rice with these garnishes in it, and then you're gonna at least have something delicious to eat, okay? Now, which risotto am I making tonight? Like I said, I'm making two types. So one risotto, actually the chef upstairs, we packaged 100 bags of ingredients, brought them to the food bank so that people out there who are using the food bank could actually join along with this class. So what are you gonna be making is a mushroom and sweet pea risotto. We've got our Parmesan, a nice dry Parmesan that I already mixed with dry parsley for you. No, the Parmesan has not been aged. It's dry parsley. If you have fresh parsley, great, but I like to use as many pantry ingredients as possible. My other risotto, I already have cooked sausage, a little array of peppers. These were the pepper ends that I wanted to use up. A little bocconcini that needed to be used too. Like I said, use this as an opportunity, clear the pantry, clear the fridge. We don't always need the freshest of ingredients, okay? I'm kind of half expecting one of the nonnas that used to teach me cooking in Italian restaurants come up beside me and smack me in the head. What do you mean you're using canned mushrooms? It's okay. It's okay. It's no rules, as long as there's no nonna behind you. All right, shall we get started on the prep work? First, Jen, where are you at? Let's see how you hold your knife. Hold that knife up for me. Come on. Okay, so holding a knife, very important because we're going to be doing a little chopping right now. This is not how you hold a knife, all right?
Am I holding it wrong?
Well, we want to make sure that we actually choke up on the knife. Thumb and index are pinching the knife right at the base of the blade.
Oh, okay.
And then 3 fingers are on the handle. Any softball players like me growing up, this is called choking up on your knife. All right, so now moving on to the board, you see we've got proper motion of the wrist, nice power, control, and precision. Your other hand is equally important. So you see I've got some garlic here. We would be pinching and pushing those knuckles out in front. That way the knife can be guided by your knuckles and not your fingertips, right?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Now, your onion, you're not doing the pinch, you're doing the claw, but the concept is the same, using those knuckles as a guide. Everyone at home, I highly encourage you to get everyone involved in the kitchen. All little hands, medium hands, and big hands, okay? Now, maybe the kids aren't going to be dicing the onion first thing, but I can show you a little bit of a technique that the kids can get involved in. They can be picking your parsley, they can be measuring stuff out, and definitely, once we get to the stove, I want all hands, all sizes on that stovetop, okay? Why don't we get started on chopping our ingredients, getting our mise en place set. Our garlic is peeled. First thing we want to do, and you'll see I actually have a little scrap bowl here for all of my organic waste, my peels, my scraps.
Okay.
That's going to get set there.
You got myself.
First thing we do, let's get rid of our dry ends. I've already peeled my garlic, so now we're getting rid of those little dry ends on the garlic. If you're wondering why I'm not using a garlic press, you won't always have a garlic press. Better to learn with a knife than use anything as a crutch. See, I've got my knife sideways. Boom. Little chop. Crush that garlic.
Whoa. So I don't have to chop it up. I just press it.
Well, we're still going to chop it from here, but now we've flattened our garlic and we've gotten a bit of a head start. Now, on the back of my knife, I'm going to put 3 or 4 fingers, nice and strong and straight, and I'm only going to use my knife hand. So that would be my dominant hand. My other hand is just holding the knife steady against the board. Okay, so everyone's mincing their garlic, and you're probably thinking, how small, chef? How small do I mince this garlic? I say this to all my students. Think of yourself as the diner, as the one eating the food. Today, in fact, you probably are. How big of a hunk of garlic are you willing to eat? If you're like, no, that's too big, I want it smaller, well, you've just answered your own question. Mince that garlic, and then just put it in a separate little dish. See how I grab that up? Nice and safe, nice and easy. For everyone at home, your hands and your knife are probably very sticky. So take this quick opportunity to just go ahead and rinse your knife, rinse your hand, dry it all off, and we're going to come back to this board and start again. Next, we're going to work on our onions. So let's get that garlic finished up. You only need a couple cloves. My wife's probably thinking right now, a couple, you mean like 4 or 5, right? Yes. Funny story, actually. On our first date, she said, you know you always smell like garlic and onions, right? It might have been the second date. And I said, is this a deal breaker? And she said, no, it's a deal maker. There you go. It was love.
My mother said that when she married my father and they were doing the vows, that he had just had a sandwich with onions on it. And when he said, I do, he said, I do. And she went, oh.
Oh, man. I almost made her cry,
now,
right? Excellent. Well, let's get on to the onion now, everyone. We got 2 ends to the onion. You got a little party hat, and then you got the furry little butt. The party hat comes off. Okay? The furry butt, we're just going to shave it. You still want to see that little yellow part. All right? We're going to continually get rid of the scraps we don't need. I don't want to see onion skins by the time we're dicing here. Remember that yellow part? We're going to cut that in half. So right down the center. And now we peel our onion. Okay, I always say it's easier to peel an onion once you chop it in half. There we go. Anything that doesn't look like it should be there, any brown bits, we can trim off. You know, onions, they're not always going to be perfect, but we don't waste in the kitchen. We just trim off what we don't want to eat. Okay? Now, we've got our onion peeled, ready to go. There's a couple ways to do this. First, let me show you the chef way, and then I'll show you a way that maybe is going to stress less of you out there, okay? So, board pretty close to you, onion close to the edge of the board. Remember that yellow butt? We're going to keep that back here. Finger goes on the back of the knife. See, like this? That way when we lock our wrist, we can keep that knife steady at that 90-degree angle. Fingers up top now. Not here, right? We don't want it here where the knife is going. Fingers up top. And the distance between the board and that first cut, that's going to be the width of your dice. So keep that consistent. I want to show you something, everyone. See how my knife didn't go all the way through? That butt, that's going to keep it all attached, all connected. Next cut, same distance. And then finally up here. So that's one direction. We're going to go in 3 directions total. The next one is also towards the butt, but it's up top now. Here we go. I place my hands on either side just to keep the onion held together. If you're really struggling with this, it's okay. Just take a deep breath, focus. It could be, the fact that maybe your knife isn't super sharp. Well, we need sharp knives in the kitchen, so better luck next time. All right, we went this way, and now we're going to cross that last cut into our dice. Make sure you're using the knife. Okay, the blade, if it's sharp, let it do its job. Finally, I got that little butt end. I am huge against not wasting anything. So I'm now going to trim around there. If you want to save this, you can add this into a vegetable stock. Okay, but not much waste there. That's one half of the onion. Now, anyone who wants to get kids involved or you find this a little too tedious, here's what you're going to do. Take the other end of that onion off, the yellow part. And then we're going to slice just into slices. You can do a bit at a time, but then look, we're just going to cross these slices now. It's really not as efficient, but it's a bit easier, I think, especially if you want to get kids trying this out. You just give them these little slices to deal with. You give them a little paring knife and say, hey, cut across the slices into a dice. For anyone with young kids out there, look, they're going to eventually have to hold a knife. It's better that you trust them early, empower them, and then, when they get older, they'll have these skills ingrained in them. You can ask my wife later, but my daughter Remy, who is almost 5 now, she's been using a knife since 2 years old. You see, using the knuckle as a guide. If you're using a paring knife, you don't really have to do that so much. But a chef's knife, this is how we need to hold it. Use that knuckle as a guidance system. Okay? Laura, how's your onion looking? I hope I didn't squeeze out any tears today. She's so focused. I love this. I hope you're all that focused at home. Laura's got mad skills. How you doing there, Laura?
Oh, you mean Jen?
Oh, sorry, Jennifer. Oh my goodness, I got my wires crossed with all this onion chopping. She's standing there like, who is he talking to? Jen, what's happening, Jen?
This is what I've got, and now I'm just kind of doing whatever. I'm just chopping here. But I
All
know
right.
how to hold the knife.
That's good. Oh no, we're shedding tears. That's okay. All right, garlic, onion, done. You can move these ingredients closer to your stove if you like. The last thing I want to chop up is our parsley. Before we get on to that, just make sure that your parsley leaves have been picked off the stem. A little bit of stem is okay, okay? If we see like any thin stems, just get rid of the thicker stems. And what do you do with your thick stems? Don't throw them out, okay? Like I said, we don't waste anything. The thick stems can be refrigerated or frozen if you like. And next time you make a vegetable stock or a chicken broth or a soup, you can absolutely infuse them with those parsley stems, okay? Okay. So before we start our parsley, I'll let everyone catch up. Make sure that all of your other garnishes for your risotto. So if you're using, like me, canned mushrooms and canned peas for one, just make sure you've opened the cans and you've strained everything and it's ready to go. It's already cooked. You don't have to do anything other than just strain it and put it off to the side. Now, my other ingredients, like my sausage, I've taken it out of the casing. I've already given it a nice cook at high heat. It doesn't have to be 100% cooked because we are going to fold it in and cook it for another 5 minutes in our rice. But we want to make sure that we've crisped it up and got it where we want it to be. Same if you're using pancetta or bacon, chicken, make sure it's been sliced and seared golden brown. If you've got wild mushrooms raw, make sure that you've sauteed those. But we don't want to cook these ingredients in the rice because the rice takes about 22 minutes to cook. If anybody has ever simmered mushrooms in a liquid for 22 minutes, squeaky, overcooked, rubbery, no good. Want to get the most out of our ingredients, okay? let's get onto our board here with our parsley. This is now going to be one of the more complex knife skills I'll show you, but this is one of the best. Now, back in culinary school, when I first started off, I had been taught in restaurants to chop parsley like this, just like we did the garlic, right? The problem with that is fresh herbs are very much like lettuce. If anyone's ever chopped a salad and over bruised your lettuce, it wilts quickly, it doesn't last long, it doesn't hold the dressing, it just doesn't look good anymore. It loses a bit of that vibrancy. So we want to be very delicate with these herbs. The goal here is chopping through the herbs one time only while chopping them nice and thin. So this technique is called chiffonade. Chiffonade is like this. We're going to bundle up our herbs like this. You see I'm rolling this up? Now some of you out there may have seen this with basil. Very easy with basil. Parsley, same thing. Roll up your herbs, push out your knuckle, and watch this. Here, I'm going to angle it just like that for you. See the motion with the knife? It's kind of slice forward as I bring it down, and just lift it up, bring it back. So it's almost like a boat riding the waves. Look at this on this angle. See, using the knuckle as the guide, feeding the herbs into the knife. I'm only going to chop them one time. I don't want to go over them and over them. Now, I've reached the point where I can't really hold on to this well anymore. So look, I'm going to move this to the side. I'll put this back in the pile and I'll start again. But check this out. Thin slices, delicate. And the difference being, because right, I said I hate food waste. So this will last in your fridge for up to pretty much 2 weeks if you store it properly. If I did this to it, you're talking 20 minutes, and this is going to be kind of yucky parsley. All right, we don't want yucky parsley. Let's show you that one more time. Roll it up. Keep it nice and tight. Position your knuckles. And here we go. Trust your knuckles, and you will never hurt yourself with the knife. You'll see a lot of chefs having full conversations with people. They're not even watching what they're doing because we trust the knuckles. In knuckles, we trust, right? Jen, how are those knuckles doing?
I do not have fresh parsley, so I have dried parsley, but I am watching you, and I am going to remember that for the future. So thank you.
That's chiffon, not a problem.
Summertime, in the warmer months, I do have an herb garden outside, so I always have fresh parsley, oregano, sage, you name it. So.
Wow, you almost just sung me a Simon and Garfunkel song. Thank you for that.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Oh, man. I would have harmonized with you there, but I wasn't sure if there was going to be a lag. I let you have that solo yourself, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Well, I want to make sure you had all these ingredients chopped up. Your parsley you can keep off to the side. What I want to do now is let's get over to the stovetop. And again, let's make sure that our wine is warm. If it's warm, you could turn the heat off. Make sure that your stock is warm, and if it's already steaming a little bit, we don't want to lose too much liquid, so just keep it at the lowest heat, just to keep it warm. I'm on a medium heat. You got to know your stovetop at home. If you got a red-hot stove, then maybe a 4 out of 10 on the heat scale is good. I wouldn't go below a 3. You just want to make sure that whatever we're adding to the pan, you can hear that sizzle. If you don't hear the sizzle, you either don't have any oil or it's not hot enough. Now, remember, I am doing the same recipe as you, but I'm going to be dividing it into 2 pans. So 2 portions. I'll be honest, this recipe actually makes enough risotto for 4 to 6 people. But just to not get you confused, I'm going to be doing my mushroom and sweet pea in one, and I'm going to do my sausage, pepper, and bocconcini in the other. Okay, if you're working with 1 pan at home, all good. Just focus on the 1 pan. All right, I've killed enough time. We've heated up our pans. Good. We've got our garlic and onion here. Excellent. Our rice is nearby. Our seasoning, our oil. our wooden spoon, mise en place, right? Let's get going. Now, I'm gonna just get to the point of the recipe where we add the wine after, or if you're not using wine, it could just be a little half cup of stock or water. But then once that happens, we're gonna push our pans off the heat, and then we're all gonna take a pause, which is great because it'll allow us to catch up a little bit and to enjoy some entertainment. So let's add enough olive oil just to lightly coat our pans here. Olive oil shouldn't be used at a high temperature, so it's a good thing we're not cooking at a high temperature, right? Enough oil, here we go. We want to add our onion in now. Ah, there's the sizzle. So we know it's hot enough, we know we've got enough oil. And we're not looking to caramelize our onions. We want to sweat our onions. So if you are finding that your onions are starting to color within the first 10 to 15 seconds, lower your heat a little bit. What we're doing by sweating these onions is, well, kind of what it sounds like, is we are releasing the water from them, and we're just getting more flavor out of our onions. I don't want dark brown onions. So again, if you're starting to get color early on, just lower your heat. You might be at about a 3 out of 10 now on the heat scale. Remember, you're probably just working in one pan with your whole onion. There we go. Don't worry about what the recipe says. We're going to work on my timing here. This is an interactive cooking class. You do not need to be...
One question? Can I ask a
please.
question?
Yeah.
Okay, just let me get this straight. One pot, we've got the vegetable or chicken stock, right?
Yeah, right here.
One pan, we have the oil and the onions.
And we just have the onions in right now.
Okay.
That's
and then
it,
the
just
other
the
one,
onions.
Heating up our wine.
Yeah, so we've just got the whole onion diced, just sweating in that one pan there.
Okay.
And in my other little pan, I got my little half cup of wine, which I realized was on the heat for a little while, and it looks like a little less than a half cup, so I'm just gonna amp that up. Same goes with your stock or your broth at home. If you find, it's been simmering a while and we've lost volume, you gotta add some of that back in water. So my onions are soft. Ooh, these ones are starting to brown. These ones are a little translucent. This is really important. The garlic's going to go in next. We do not want to burn the garlic. When you burn garlic, it gets bitter. It almost ruins the whole dish.
I'm sorry, is the garlic with the onions or is the garlic with the wine?
Right now, the garlic is going in with the onion.
Okay.
And really depends how much onion you have and how small your pan is, but we don't need to stir this probably longer than 10 seconds here before we do the next step. So the garlic is in, and I'm seeing a little brown happening on the garlic. We don't want to burn. And next is the rice, actually. So I'm just splitting my 1.5 cups of rice into the two pans. Just trying to divide that as evenly as I can. Okay? And we're actually toasting the rice. Now, this is a really funky method that if you've been used to cooking rice your whole life, you may have never seen this before, toasting rice. If you ever made paella before, we do this as well. We're toasting the rice, it enhances the flavor, and it kind of creates a seal. At the end of the day, we want our rice to have a bit of a bite to it when it's done. Jen, when rice or pasta has a bit of a bite once it's done cooking, I'm testing you. What do we call that? Bit of a bite.
I don't know.
Okay, well, it's an Italian term called al dente, to the tooth.
Oh, al dente. Oh, I know al dente. Are we making it al dente?
I knew you knew it. You just, I make you nervous. I make you nervous, right?
I've almost got a fire going on over here. What are we adding to the wine?
So now we've toasted the rice about a minute. Now we can add the wine.
With the onions and garlic?
Yeah, so the garlic was cooked. The rice got toasted for a minute, and now watch this. We're gonna add our wine, and we're gonna turn our heat off, and just move your pans off the heat. So now the rice is gonna slowly absorb that wine, and normally we're making risotto. If we're doing it start to finish, we would allow the wine to absorb, and then we start adding our stock or our broth. We're not gonna do that. I just wanna get the wine in there, off the heat. Okay, everyone? We don't wanna burn the rice, so we are off the heat entirely. We're just letting the wine absorb just on its own. And this will allow everyone at home to catch up.
I'm putting the wine in with everything now, right? The heated wine,
got it.
pour it in.
With the onions, with the garlic, with that toasted rice, that half a cup of wine in there, and off the heat. You don't even need to cook it, just off the heat. Let it absorb gradually.
Okay.
All right, everyone? So everyone's getting caught up at home, and this is Family Day here in Canada. So I think it would be a reasonable thing for me to give a shout out to my own family. What's happening?
Hi.
Hey.
Bernie, what are you going to do fun today?
So this is my beautiful wife, Danielle, and my daughter, Remy, who's turning 5 soon. Hey, Remy. And how about Leo, who's turning 3 soon? Is Leo on his best behavior right now? Hey, Leo.
Momentarily. Can you say hi to everybody and say thank you? No?
And the artistic skills of Miss Remy. And in the background, hey, Mom. It's a whole family affair today. Very nice. My stepdad, Gord, is somewhere in the background, probably on standby. Oh, there he is. He's actually the top cook in the family, so he's taking a back seat tonight. Right, Gord?
Not exactly. Taking a back seat, yes, but not the top cook.
Remy, how's it smell in the kitchen? Does it smell good? Smell yummy?
Nothing.
Amazing. Nothing. Yes, very good.
The butternut squash that we're using.
Oh, you're doing a butternut squash risotto?
With peas.
Beautiful. Very nice. Add a little cinnamon and nutmeg, and we're beautiful, right? All right. Well, while you are making magic in your kitchen, and while we're making magic in all our kitchens, I thought it would be a fun idea to bring even more magic to the table. Let me introduce you to a friend of ours here at the Chef Upstairs, a magician, illusionist, mentalist extraordinaire. Thank you so much for joining us. Here we have Mega Magic, Mike Durzo, for your entertainment.
Welcome everybody, my name is Mike Durzo from Mega Magic, and I am so thrilled to be here for this amazing cause. A huge thank you to the Chef Upstairs, EJSE, AMD, and the Home Depot for having me a part of this amazing event. I'm a magician and mentalist, and I'm going to mess a little bit with your minds right now. With a deck of cards, one of my favorite card tricks of all time, we're going to share with you, and we're only going to use a portion of the deck. The rest of the cards we're going to put away. Now, listen, the most important cards, guys, are going to be the 4 aces, the Ace of Hearts, Clubs, Diamonds, and Spades. So make sure you keep your eyes on those cards. We're going to keep them right there. The rest of the cards we're going to put into piles of 3. Now, check it out. Some cards are going to go facing up. Some cards are going to go upside down. Some are going to go up. So we have some facing up, some that are facing down. The aces, this is important, they're going to go upside down, and last but not least, these cards go face up. So if I turn them over like this, would the aces be facing up or down? They'd be facing up. Guys, that wasn't the trick. I wasn't trying to fool you yet. The reason I did that is because we're going to put 3 cards to each of these 4 aces, just like this. Now at home, you have a very important job. I'm going to take the Ace of Spades and the 3 other cards, we're going to keep them right over here. Make sure, I'm going to put them on my stand so you can see it at all times. I'm not going to touch them until later. Check it out, guys. 3 cards and the Ace of Hearts. 1, 2, 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make that ace disappear just by turning it over. Watch close. 1, 2, 3. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna make that ace disappear. No joke, I'm gonna make it disappear just by snapping my finger, shoot it invisibly through the air to this pile here, and put another card right under my finger here. Here we go, watch, don't blink or you might miss it. 1, 2, bam. That was it. Did you see that? No? Well, you should have, because if you now look, that ace of hearts, bam, it's gone. Just like that. Notice, guys, my sleeves are rolled up. I'm not hiding cards in my arms or something like that. This only gets more confusing. We got the ace of diamonds now, and 1, 2, 3 cards. This time a little bit different. The ace is the only card facing up in the face down pile. Don't take your eye off that ace. Here we go. Did you see that? You saw something that time? I haven't done anything, it's still there. Look, all I gotta do is push the ace in like this, give it a snap, and it just turned upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and believe it or not, really does disappear. Just like that. Am I going too fast for you guys? This is it, it's your last and final chance to catch me. The almighty, the ace of clubs, and 1, 2, 3 cards. This time a little bit different. 1 upside down, 1 face up, 1 upside down. The ace is gonna go face up on top. Everybody, keep your eye on that ace. Here we go. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Gone, just like that. My friends, you've been keeping your eyes on these cards the whole time. I haven't touched them. Believe it or not, in this stand, check it out. I have the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. Come on! Well, thank you so much, guys, for having me here today as a part of this, and I wish all of you the very best, and thanks again to everyone who made this happen. And don't forget to donate to the Daily Bread Food Bank, or any food bank for that matter in your area. You want to learn more about me? Mike Durzo at megamagic.ca. Anyways, guys, all the best. Enjoy the rest of the program.
1.
I know I'm not the only one that was watching those magic tricks. Wow, no idea. I saw some faces too, including my friend Marcy from high school. She, her chin dropped too and went, what? That was amazing. Mega Magic, thank you so much for being a part of this event. And I hope everybody's risotto is doing really well. Once again, I'm in the middle of a great, big, beautiful studio surrounded by all your faces on the screen. We've got over 200 participants from 17 different countries taking place right now in this world's largest virtual cooking class. And I thought maybe I should say hello to a couple people. Oh, I see Jeremy Neal's daughter is over there. Hi. Oh, here comes Jeremy. I don't know, can we bring Jeremy up behind me at all? Oh, there you guys are. Hi. How are you? Do we have you off mute? Hi, guys. And what's your name, gorgeous?
My name's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. And do you love to cook or what?
I do.
You do? What's your favorite thing to cook?
I don't know. I like cooking desserts, though.
Cooking desserts? Yeah, you're a woman after my own heart, I tell ya. Chocolate? Big chocolate fan?
Yeah, I like chocolate.
Yeah, nice. So how is your risotto going right now?
It's going good.
Yeah? Are you helping Dad? You're doing a good job, or is he helping you? Which way is it going?
I'm helping her.
Yeah, good. And are you doing anything special with your risotto? Any special ingredients?
Asparagus.
Yes.
Ooh, asparagus. Got to get the greens in there. Yeah, really important. Good. And this is going to be dinner tonight?
Yep.
Yes.
Good. Well, thank you guys so much for being a part of the event and letting us see your beautiful faces. So I hope your risotto turns out really, really well. And good luck with your chef career, Sarah. Good luck. And who else should we say hi to? Oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by so many different faces. Oh, the Fernandez family. They want to say hello. Definitely the F. Fernandez family. I see you all waving. Hi, you guys. Hi. Look, you're so excited. Hi, everybody. Is this your first time participating in a virtual cooking class?
No, second time.
Second time? All right.
Yeah.
And what do you think so far of the risotto?
It's turning out good.
Yeah? Yeah, not bad. Any special ingredients you're putting in there, fellas?
No, we need broccoli.
The what?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. Yeah, see, getting the greens in there. That's great. And where are you guys joining us from today?
We're Brampton.
You're in Brampton?
Yeah.
Right on. What's the weather like in Brampton? Are you snowing? You okay?
No.
We're done with the snow right now? Good.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us from Brampton. I really appreciate it. Nice to see you, Fernandez family. And you know what? We've got so many people. Like I said, we've got over 200 something participants, 17 different companies. Hi, Carmela. Hi. I see you up there. Oh, she's getting all shy now. Hi, you guys. Yeah, I see all of your faces. I'm in like a giant Zoom meeting. I actually had a Zoom meeting for work last week, and I was the only one that showed up because I didn't realize the Zoom meeting was actually another week from now. So it was kind of embarrassing, but that's okay. I had a really great meeting with myself. So we should actually probably get back to saying hi to everybody, but also checking in with Julian and Jen, because I guess you guys are getting into the next phase of the risotto now at this point. I don't want to screw up the timing, Julian. It's a lot of pressure on me, Chef.
We're all good, Laura, and this is the fantastic thing about risotto is, you know, I told you the rice takes about 22 minutes to cook, but you don't have to cook it all at once. In fact, I worked in Italian restaurants for the better part of a decade, and I can tell you, very few Italian restaurants out there are cooking a risotto start to finish. We actually make a huge batch of the rice. We cook it to about 50% of the way there, and then we take it out of the pot. We lay it on baking trays to cool down, and then when you order your risotto, we start from about the 50 to 60% mark, so it's a lot quicker. So we kind of just did that in a sense, right?
You're giving away little chef secrets, aren't you? Yes.
Okay. I'll give you a few more of those. Jen, how's your kitchen looking like? You've got your sous chef doing the dishes for you?
I've dumped the wine already. I don't even know. I think I'm doing everything correctly. I have another question. If I was going to add my peppers and mushrooms, would I have done that before I added in my risotto?
So your peppers and mushrooms, if you want to have them cooked for everyone at home, all those garnishes should be at least most of the way cooked.
Okay,
now,
so
if like me,
a separate pan with oil.
Oh.
Yeah, or well, now if you're only starting it now, you better get a separate pan. But in general, when making risotto, you can saute your ingredients before, take it out of the pan, put it in a bowl off to the side, and then you're doing the method that we showed you, and then you add those ingredients later on. You know,
I get it.
Like,
okay,
imagine chicken breast. You sear it, and then you're simmering it for 22 minutes. Like, you're going to totally overcook it. Your mushrooms, your peas, everything's going to be cooked, overcooked. All your green vegetables should be left until later on, and all your meaty stuff, I'll guide you soon. We'll be adding those in.
Why do we have to heat up the wine before we put it in? Why couldn't we just put the wine in? Why do we have to do that?
Why do we have to wait for the wine?
Yeah, like why do we
always back to the wine with you. So it's like if you wanted to make soup, right?
Right.
And we've got stock ready to go in the soup. If you add cold stock, you're going to wait a while for it to heat back up. Whereas if you're using hot stock, then you're cooking already. You got it hot. So here with the risotto, the wine, the stock, everything being warm already, just going to keep that flow going. We don't have to wait for it to heat back up. That might actually affect your timing of the dish, right?
Okay, good to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No stress, no stress. You've got a backup kitchen with hubby working hard, right?
No, I told him to leave because he's too much of a perfectionist. He's a professional. Honestly, he's so great. He missed his calling in life, but I think it drives him crazy watching me. I think I'm a great home cook if I know what I'm cooking, but this is something I've never made. So I think he kind of goes, ugh, ugh. I said, just go away.
Let's just say it's good.
Perfect, okay?
It's good exposure therapy for the both of you, okay? You're welcome.
It is. He'd rather just not watch me. That's, you know, and then he'll help me clean up after, so it's perfect. The kitchen's nice and
Well, before we get started on our next step here, I actually want to invite somebody else in the kitchen with us. So this is, I love seeing kids cooking in the kitchen. I say you're never too young to start in the kitchen. And I actually have a protege. Good. I didn't say little protege this time. I have a protege. He's currently 13 years old. His name is Levi Smith. And there he is. Hey, Levi. How you doing, man?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So Levi and I have been cooking together for the better part of 3 years. We've kept each other company during all this wackiness. And we've kept our bellies full and our kitchens messy, right?
Yeah.
So
a lot of that.
I got a couple questions for you, because normally when we're cooking together, it's all business. So how old were you when you started really cooking in the kitchen? You found that you were passionate about it?
Maybe like 9 or 10 around then, because I remember I first started like discovering all of it when I was about 8, and then I really started picking out. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. As you know, I only started cooking professionally when I was about 20 years old. You know, I grew up in a family restaurant, but I didn't really get chopping until about 20 years old. So my big question to you, and for all of the other kids out there and everyone else who is looking to get into cooking, what would you say, how has cooking affected your life? How has cooking filled your life?
Well, it's given me something, I guess, to look forward to, like when I want to do something. It's given me a passion of what I really like to do. It's great for me, and like it's really fun for me to just have fun in the kitchen.
Well, and if I might add, it's pretty darn good for your family too. They get to eat all your delicious creations, right?
Yeah, they do.
All right. Well, Levi, let's get back onto the stove together, and you and I and Jen are going to get everyone moving on to the next step. So get back to the stove, buddy. And by the way, I saw that nasty cut you got on your hand. Thanks for sending me that gruesome picture. Hey, it happens, right? You're earning your stripes, my friend. All right. So let's, everyone at home, get your pan back on the heat. We're looking at about a low to medium heat again. And yes, nothing is actually in your pan at the moment. Just get it back on the heat, and we're going to add our stock now. So vegetable, chicken, whatever. You're going to add a total of 4 cups of stock. Now I have a beautiful ladle that's about a cup already. So I'm going to add 4 cups. Don't forget, I got 2 risottos going, so I'm going to be adding 2 into each. So a total of 4 cups. You should have about 6 cups. So the remainder of your stock is just going to stay handy. So 4 cups are going in. That means you got about 2 cups left over on the side. And we're at a low to medium heat. So I got 2 cups of stock in now, low to medium heat. Give it a stir. And now you've got 2 options out there. Is you can either have somebody stirring this pretty consistently. So you see, I'm not stirring it right now, but then I can go ahead, give it another little stir, go ahead. Or you can just sit back, relax, and watch it simmer. We need a simmer. That means light, bubbly action. We don't want a hard boil. This needs to do this for the next 15 minutes, okay? So If within the next 12 minutes you find that your risotto is getting quite dry, that's when you want to add a little more stock. Before we finish here together, Levi, you got your salt and pepper handy? Hi,
Yeah.
Joanne. Hi, Mom.
Hi, how are you? I'm the dishwasher.
Beautiful. All right. So let's grab our salt. And if you guys at home want to do that silly salt bay thing, go for it. Just make sure your arms aren't too hairy. Thank you. Let's add that salt in, everyone. Let's add in a little bit of pepper. And remember, 15 minutes, we're good to just let this go. You can stir it. You don't have to. We just want to make sure that there's enough stock. We're not burning this, and that's it. Jen, I got to see a thumbs up from you. I got to know I'm not leaving you stranded here.
No,
if
no,
you're
I got
okay,
the
we're all
pepper and
okay.
the salt thing. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Beautiful.
I think it's
Levi?
going to be-
Yeah.
What, do I
Excellent.
turn it down to simmer or do I turn it off completely?
Just a simmer, a nice light simmer, maybe a 3 out of 10 on the heat. All right? Levi, you know what you're doing. I want to see a thumbs up. Thank you, buddy, for joining us. All the best to you, my friend. And back to you, Laura.
Oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. I love Levi's headband. He's all serious right in the kitchen there. Oh my goodness. And I think Jen has managed to catch up. And just taking a look at some of the chats, it looks like some people are a little behind. That's okay. You can saute your ingredients, throw your rice in there. And then I think there was the 4 cups of the stock. And then now we're going to let it cook for 15 minutes. I think that's where we're at this point. But we also have some more incredible entertainment for you. And this gentleman actually comes from St. Catharines. He's a singer-songwriter. And what makes him even more spectacular, not just his incredible hair and amazing voice that you'll see in a moment, but also the fact that he does sign language so that he can incorporate his music to those who are hard of hearing. So really, really incredible musician. We are so lucky to have him as part of the show. Here is Marshall Dane.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy the music today. I want to give a great shout out to the Food Bank, to Chef Upstairs, and to EJSE, along with all the other sponsors for today's event. Thank you as well for the invitation. It's my absolute pleasure to perform for you. Heading down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way into North Carolina, staring up the road, pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers. I'm hoping for a rally I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, yeah, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, yeah, mama, rock me. Yeah. Running from the cold, up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, North Country winds keep getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. I ain't heading back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Yeah, yeah, mama, rock me. caught a trucker out of feel he had a nice long tow. He's a-heading west to the Cumberland Gap from Johnson City, Tennessee. I gotta get him on before the sun. Hear my baby call my name and I know that she's the only one. If I die in rally, at least I will die free. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Yeah, yeah, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind in the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Yeah, yeah, mama, rock me. Mama, rock me.
That was Marshall Dane, ladies and gentlemen. See, if I did that with my hair, I think I'd need a chiropractor. I probably would hurt my neck. But man, does that guy have great hair and a great voice. Thank you again, Marshall Dane, for being a part of the world's largest virtual cooking class. And again, all of our participants, you're looking good up on my Zoom wall. Everybody's doing really, really well. And I think we're going to check in again with Julian and Jen, because we also have another special guest that we want to check in with in just a sec. Oh,
Hey, thanks,
there we
Laura.
go. Jen, how you doing back there? You okay? You caught up?
I did. I had to add a little bit more stock because it was a little dry, like you said. I think I'm doing a great job. I'm really going to give myself a little bit of a pat on the back right now.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you. And I've learned a lot. I know how to hold a knife now. I was doing everything wrong.
Which may, scare your husband a little bit more now, but that's
I think
okay.
I need to take some classes.
Yeah. But of course, today's event wouldn't be made possible without our incredible sponsors, and one of them is the Home Depot. And we have Dolly Betancourt, who's actually among the participants. There she is. Hi, Dolly. How you doing? You got your whole family there. How's your risotto turning out, okay?
Oh my goodness, it's delicious. We did mushroom,
Ooh.
and we added sausage and steak.
Wow.
Amazing.
That sounds really, really yummy. And of course, a Home Depot is so important in the community. Why was it important, I guess, for Home Depot to be a part of an event of something like this?
We have, Laura, we have a very strong culture of investing in our communities and value system of giving back. And we are a very proud, long-standing partnership with the Daily Bread Food Bank.
Yes.
And this event is just a fabulous way to bring it all together and engage our associates and be together on Family Day. So this is amazing. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, Danielle and Julian and everybody involved for putting this great event together. And please donate.
Yes, please.
Dolly, I love the apron, Dolly.
Yes, it looks great. And Dolly, introduce everybody that you got there with you.
Okay, I have my granddaughter Adriana here. Our grandson Thiago.
Oh, hi.
Giselle, and yes, and my daughter Giselle. So we're so hungry right now. It's
Well, thank you again, Home Depot and Dolly and your family. Thank you for being among all the wonderful families for joining us today and for helping making this event possible. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure. Thank you to all. Say bye. Say bye.
All right, so what are the next steps that we need to do, Chef Julian? Are we getting down to the wire
everyone.
here?
So just like Jen said, I've actually been adding stock as well. As I see things start to dry up a little bit, I add a bit more stock. What's important with the risotto is you can't always stick to the recipe 100%, right? I could say it takes 22 minutes. I could say it takes 6 cups of stock in the end, but if your burners are up on a high heat, that means you're going to be evaporating your stock a lot quicker. So you've got to be able to think a little bit on your feet here on, oh, okay, it's dry. Maybe I need to add a splash more. So we've been cooking this for close to 15 minutes. So I think a good thing to do at this point is to grab a little spoon and let's just taste a few grains of rice. Now note that it's probably going to be undercooked. So it might be a bit crunchy, but you got to know where it's at now before we move on to the next step. So let's try it out. So definitely more bite than I want, but I would say about 60 or 70% of the rice is cooked through by now. Jen, how's that rice chewing for you? How's the chew?
It's starting to taste really nice, but I think that it needs a little bit more time. Just a little bit.
It needs more time. You're absolutely right. But we're looking at our garnishes here, right? So I've got my peas, my mushrooms, my peppers, and I need to start adding some of these garnishes into the rice, right? We need to heat them through. Yes. We need to cook them. That's right. You got it.
It's in now?
Well, let's take a look at my pans for a moment here. Before we add it in, I want to make sure that I've got enough stock where I'm not getting a dry pan. So I'm going to add about a half a cup of stock to each pan. And now I'm going to add some of my garnishes, some of them. So something like sausage or chicken, any kind of meat, that needs to go in now. Needs a little bit more time to make sure it's cooked through, make sure it's heated through. So my sausages are going into one pan. Okay. Now, in the same pan, I actually kept my peppers raw. You could saute them for a bit more sweetness, but I actually want a bit of bite from these peppers. So I'm going to add those in as well. In my other pan, because this is more important because I know for a fact that I've got at least 100 people cooking a mushroom and pea risotto, I'm just going to add my mushrooms in, okay? These are canned mushrooms. I wanted to make sure that people knew that they could use what is in their pantry. You don't always have to spend 20 bucks on mushrooms to make a nice risotto here. So we got our mushrooms in one pan, and I've got certain other ingredients like sausage and peppers, in another pan. Now, what is left over? I've got my sweet peas because they're canned. These are cooked already. These are going to go in right near the end. If you're using fresh peas, they might need a little extra time to cook. Okay, so you might want to add them in the next minute or so. Broccoli, for instance, takes about 3-4 minutes to cook in there. It's a good time to add your broccoli. Your asparagus, I would wait a little bit. Sugar snap peas, anything like that, needs very little time to cook. We don't want to overcook. So right now, we're just heating through these beautiful garnishes. And yes, everyone, we are going to finish this dish together. We're not going to break for music. I'm not going to strand you out there. We're going to finish this dish together now.
Can I ask something? Did you saute the mushrooms or no?
So my mushrooms were from the can. If you have raw mushrooms out there, as per the setup sheet, better to saute that in advance. I realized everybody's going to make it their own risotto out there. So it's hard for us to time 1,000 people, someone's doing chicken, someone's doing sausage, someone's doing steak, pancetta, mushrooms. So having your garnishes ready before we start, key.
So you're putting a chicken in now. So I decided all of a sudden I want to put in chicken, and I got some chicken in the fridge.
If your chicken is raw at this point, I would just...
No, it's cooked. It's cooked.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're in good shape.
I'm putting chicken in.
So you're in good shape. If you got sliced chicken, it needs to be in now. All right? All the while, I'm tidying up, I'm organizing myself, I'm wiping down, making sure I've got my plates, my cutlery all set. Okay? So now, I'll take another bite of rice, see where we're at. Let's see here. So for me, that's like almost there. I'm at about 90-95%. There's just a little too much bite. I'm sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full here. There's really no other way to do this. So now that we are almost ready, okay, I want to make sure texture is so important here. I want to make sure when I move my pan side to side, I can still see a little bit of liquid. So I'm literally going to add like a tablespoon or so of stock to each pan. If you've run out of stock because maybe it's simmered down, a little water is fine right now. It's all good, okay? When we finish this risotto, it's so important the stirring at the end, okay? And to finish this properly, we need it to be a little loose, because then we're going to tighten it up by creaming in our Parmesan cheese, olive oil, and we're going to be stirring this pretty vigorously. So, Jen, I got to see those stirring muscles, okay?
Yeah.
Now that I'm almost there, now I'm going to add my peas or any other green vegetables that really don't need any time to heat or cook. We don't want to overcook these. So actually I have quite a bit of peas. I'll save the rest of these for lunch tomorrow. So there we go. About a half a can in there. Fresh, frozen, whatever you got, right? And then my bocconcini, I'm going to save as a garnish for this one. So here we go. I want to make sure we got a nice simmer on this. And watch how I'm going to finish this. This is really important, everyone. I hear a bubbling, and I'm going to turn my heat off. I'm going to grab that Parmesan and parsley. I'm going to add that into the risotto. And remember, our heat is off. We don't want to be boiling this at this point. Parmesan, dry parsley, fresh parsley, it all goes in now. And now we need to stir vigorously. So you can do it like this. I kind of rock the pan. And I'm stirring, okay? Let's add a little drizzle of olive oil. If you want to use butter for this part, fine by me, but olive oil, butter, it's all good. It really doesn't matter. You just need a bit of fat in there. So we're stirring vigorously. I want to get that nice and creamy. If you find that it gets a little too tight too quickly, then again, you can just add a little smidgen of stock. Okay? Stirring that up. That's good for me there. I'm going to move on to my second risotto. I'll show you a bit of a risotto trick here, everyone. Hoping that I don't make too much of a mess, but you're here for the show, right? Let's see if I still got it in me, all right? There we go. A little sauté. This actually goes to work that gluten, that starch in the rice, and it mixes it, and it looks super fancy. I actually used to do a lot better job at this, but, you know, the teacher becomes the student. Okay, we've stirred this up. Most important thing right now, you see I'm just adding a touch more stock. Most important thing, we got to taste this. Jen, we ready to get tasting here?
Oh, hold on, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds, 2 seconds.
All right. So what are we tasting for?
Hold on. You know what? Okay, hold on.
Check your seasoning, everyone. You should never, ever serve something to anyone, even your family members, without tasting it first. Super yum. For me, I don't need salt. In my sausage one, the sausage already had a bit of salt in it with the Parmesan cheese.
Give me a spoon. I don't want to double dip.
My mushroom and sweet pea needs a bit of salt. Here we go. I'm going to give everyone a chance to finish their dishes. And for everyone out there...
Mine looks beautiful.
I got a plate. So what are you looking for texture-wise when plating? I'll show you. Risotto should flow like lava. Okay? The idea is... Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So we're spooning the risotto onto our plate. And I mound my risotto up. Okay?
Oh.
And the key here is it's mounded, and you know you got the texture right if you just give it a bit of a shake and it kind of flows down like lava. I don't put my risotto in a bowl. I find it it starts to overcook, and it's a very decadent dish. So having it in a bowl kind of makes it a little too, for me, overwhelming. It's like, oh man, I got a whole bowl of this decadent stuff. It's a nice plate. I like that psychology of taking a bite and then it kind of empties the plate a bit, okay? There we go. Shake that up. Now, as you're finishing, I want to see all your beautiful creations. I'm not going to forget about my beautiful garnish, my bocconcini cheese.
I can't get up here. Hold on.
All right. Neil, how's it cooking over there? Do I get to see your finished risotto? Let's see it, man. I got to see you take a bite out of it, too. Hey, beautiful. All right. Neil, how did that go for you? I'll let our team unmute you. Tell me how you're feeling. Oh, you got to unmute. I guess you got to get the olive oil off your fingertips first. Hey?
There we go.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so look, it's in the shape of a heart. That is just to you, Chef, and Jen. Thank you for making that happen. It lava directly into a heart. I just put 2 plots down, and then it knew that it was for a good cause. So thank you. This is absolutely fantastic. Thank you to Home Depot. For me, I was like, oh, Home Depot's great because that's exactly where I buy all of my fire safety equipment for all of my cooking. It's where you can buy extinguishers, whatever you need.
Well, good thing we didn't need any of that fire equipment today, Neil. And Jen, how are we looking there?
Okay, I'm going to show you. Hold on.
Show it to me.
You ready?
That's going on the gram. Yeah. Let's see it. Wow. Nice. Yeah, it looks very pretty. Nice colors. Very nice.
What are you rating me? Do I get an A plus?
Oh, come on.
I was an A plus student.
I'm only going to rate you on 2 things. How much fun you had and how clean your kitchen is right now.
Oh, okay. If we take away how clean my kitchen is, I get an A plus because I had a lot of fun. The kitchen.
Now, before we head out to see everyone else's creations, I just want to say on behalf of myself and the chef upstairs, thank you to you, Neil, for allowing us to put this on and being a part of this, and to Jen and Laura for co-hosting with me, as well to our sponsors, Home Depot and AMD. I hope that we all get to see each other next year. We're just going to keep doing this. Donate now. Don't forget about my challenge, everyone. If anyone's going to match me 500, we're going to be matching another 500 tonight, okay? Laura, can we see everyone else's creations out there?
We're going to check in with everyone in just a moment, but just speaking about that, Chef Julian, we did have a $500 match from Janet McCallum. Thank you so much, Janet. And keeping it in the family, Michael Pantser also donated $500. As well to everyone who donated today. Thank you so much. And we should take a look. Are we going to take a look up at the wall to see how everybody's doing? Oh, we could see some people. You could see your faces. Oh, this is my bestie from high school, Marcy. Say hi. Hi, I saw you having a glass of wine earlier, and she doesn't usually drink. So that could be dangerous. Could be very dangerous. Hi to Abby, Nancy, Jennifer, Grace, Patricia, Carmela, Monica, so many. Look at all of you beautiful people. Thank you so much for being a part of the world's largest virtual cooking class. You're all enjoying your beautiful risottos right now. Risotto, whatever you want to say. It's all in benefit of the Daily Bread Food Bank and other food banks, of course, in our local community. A special thank you to the chef upstairs, Chef Julian. Thank you so much. Jennifer Valentine, thank you for being a part of this. Our sponsors, AMD, as well as Home Depot, and of course, Neil from the Daily Bread Food Bank. Thank you guys so much, and thank all of you in my beautiful Zoom gallery for being a part of this event. And until next year, keep eating and get fed up for a great cause.
All right. Thanks, Laura. Should I play us out then?
Please do, because you know what? Chef Julian is multi-talented. He's not just a chef. He's also... Well, see for yourself.
Thank you again, everyone. Hey, I want to see everyone singing and dancing out there. I think most of us know this song. All right? Thanks again. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can't be made, except maybe risotto. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that can't be known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you are meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. Everybody now. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. 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 I was waiting for that. Thank you,
really
everyone.
good.
Have a beautiful night. Buon appetito. Donate now, and we'll see you next year.